Today's video we will be detailing and discussing Doki Doki Literature Club. If you guys don't know about this game, it's available on Steam and it's a very unique and interesting visual novel experience. But it is erring on the side of horror, so if you thought it was just one of those trendy visual novels for people to get their rocks off to, this isn't exactly that. Now the problem with this is that recently a child apparently committed suicide in the vein of this game. This game somehow was tied to the child's death. Now, taking this into context, I'm going to try and address this issue with the utmost candor as possible. But once again, blaming video games for anything in the outside world is pretty ridiculous. So let's begin. Many articles have ridiculous headlines, and I mean like pretty much every news agency is covering this. Kid killer inside twisted Doki Doki Literature Club game, which parents say caused suicide of their children. And it's horrifyingly easy to get a hold of. Whoa! With a headline like that, I better read up on this because I have a kid, and I wouldn't want my kid getting a hold of that. In other news, don't let your child play Doki Doki Literature Club before reading this. What is Doki Doki Literature Club, and was it linked to a boy's suicide? So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on the son because they're all almost the same in how they cover it. Game's bad, game did bad things, let's blame the game for a child's death. That's essentially what's going on here. So the long and the short is this article covers Doki Doki Literature Club, and it explains the game in a very biased fashion. It explains how the child ended up killing themselves, why and what led up to that, and the parents think that the game has something to do with it. Turns out the kid really had an interest in a woman in his drama class that also enjoyed Doki Doki Literature Club. He made her a shirt, a Doki Doki shirt, because she was very, very interested in the game. That's a pretty big stressor when you have a crush on someone and maybe they don't reciprocate, maybe you screw up or something, or maybe you figure out that they're actually wanting to be with someone else. That's a bit of a problem. So the child actually did tell his parents about Doki Doki quite extensively, talking about the nature of it, how it's a little bit scary, how it breaks the fourth wall, and you'd think if a child was really involved in a game that the parents themselves would actually get involved in the game too, to know exactly what their child is playing. But no, they didn't, because they didn't know much about the game until he had actually taken his own life once again, which is very, very depressing. How, as a parent, can your child be playing a game for so long and you not even look into it whatsoever, and then you want to blame the game? So, police can't seem to find a lot of evidence correlating with how this would make a child take their own lives, because the game seems to reset itself, the game seems to erase save files, depending on a certain avenue, depending on certain routes you take within the game. Not really surprising here that the casuals out there, the police, the soccer moms of the world, can't figure out a game, but you'd think they'd be able to if they're trying to solve a murder mystery here, and yet, no. These parents wanted to speak out about this. They stated that they wanted their son's death to actually mean something. And I feel really bad for them, because the father talks about this, saying that his child was growing up fast, and parents need to know about this stuff, that there's no confirmation that this game could be linked to his son's death, but, yeah, he's really implying that it is linked to his son's death, blaming the game, and it's extremely depressing to see that. The son goes on to explore the game, and they've played it, well, at least they're claiming to play it, and they really hammer this game on the topic of it not being suitable for children, but being able to be downloaded easily, played easily, without any verification. Except that there is a catch-22 there, ladies and gentlemen. When you play the game, it does state that by playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years of age, and you consent to this. So if you agree to that, you have agreed to play the game. Once again, I have to enforce this notion, As a parent, it is your job to watch what your children play. It is your job to ensure that your child is playing games suitable for them. You can't sit them in front of a computer and just say, go at it. You need to be a parent. Now, the article does go on to state that he was possibly playing a modified version of the game, which completely changes the story. If you're playing an exterior modified version of a game and it causes and influences a child to do something, well, how can you hold the developers, accountable for something that they had no hand in? This is a modification. It's an outside source being used on the game, possibly not even authorized by the developers themselves. So the Sun has passed on their findings to associates who have dealings with child safety. The head of Child Safety Online, in fact. And he stated, watch this, the Doki Doki game creators warn that the game is unsuitable for children and for those who are easily disturbed. Parents should be aware that the game contains highly sensitive and adult themes, such as suicide. It's important for parents to have regular conversations with their children about their online lives that are as normal as asking about their day at school. Parents should talk to children about what they do online, explore sites and apps together, agree on boundaries, manage safety and privacy settings. It takes a man who's in charge of adult and child safety online, an organization here to help parents ensure that their children don't get into situations like this, to tell them, hey, by the way, you should be doing this. Why are you sitting here complaining about a game that warns you consistently about it? I would like to point out a few things. Okay, so by the logic that you can get this game very easily and it requires very little age verification, once again, I can get to the Sun, the website over here. I didn't need any verification to get to the Sun. I didn't even have to agree to anything to read this article that contains extremely mature themes. I'm sorry, your little warning there about the article containing disturbing images, that's not enough. Because if it's not enough for Doki Doki Literature Club, then it's not enough for your stupid website. How's that? How do you like that, the Sun? Does that sound good? So you guys might seem to be picking up on a little bit of an aggressive tone here, because I'm saying it again and again and again. Video games are being blamed for complete and total BS all the time. If a song cannot force or incite or create anything in a person who's listening to it, then a video game can. If a movie can't do the same exact thing, then a video game can. If a TV show can't do it, then a video game can. If they can't do it, a video game can't do it either. A video game is art and needs to be protected under the rights of artists. Once again, just bringing up the idea that, ladies and gentlemen, you actually have to be a parent if you have a child and watch what your child is doing. Doki Doki Literature Club explores themes of depression, very, very dark, depressing emotions, and suicide. So if you're prone to that stuff, you should probably take the warning very, very serious in the beginning of the game. Disturbing images, yeah. So your 12-year-old probably shouldn't be playing this game. But once again, we have really complacent and really, really crappy parents out there, especially in my country. It never ends. Here we go again. What is this? Grand Theft Auto 5? What is this? Grand Theft Auto 3 San Andreas? Back in the day for me. Like, good Lord, man, I've heard these arguments again and again and again and again. And it never ends. So just remember, if another type of media can do this, why can't a video game do it? Why? Because children can get their hands on it? You as a parent should really be taking it serious being a parent. You only have 18 years. And in those 18 years, it is your job to raise up a child. And hopefully you did a good job. Because you will not get a do-over. That child will either leave and hate your guts forever, or they will say thank you. Thank you for your assistance in raising me. And once they're 18, they're free to find their own path. So that's all I have to say about this. It's insane to see people, once again, tying a video game to someone's death. in some way, shape, or form. Like this video game came out of the screen and killed someone. Like, come on. I know your son is dead and you want answers and you want to blame something, but there are definitely deeper themes that you should have gotten involved in before he decided to do what he did. And I'm very, very sorry. But at the end of the day, it is not a media publication's fault, whether that's a movie, song, or video game. I'm sorry. So I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. Please like and share this with everyone you know. Get the word out, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't like this article, I understand. You can leave me a dislike, and I'm not going to be upset about it. And I'm on the road to 1 million subscribers, so if you want to stay informed with news stories like this and fight against corrupt media slamming video games for every single problem in the world, you click that subscribe button, and I'll be here waiting for you in the future. I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, good gaming, God bless, and take it away, N-Card Slate.